Hey everyone, it is Danielle Marie from the One Realty here in Austin, Texas. Thank you for joining me today to we're going to talk about what happened in Austin, Texas real estate market from 12 to 20 November. Now, the election's gone, it's happened. People are kind of feeling themselves out. We're going to talk about what has happened and kind of where we are today. And it's been a very interesting um, up there. I just recaptured our numbers have not been crazy good these past few weeks, but today I kind of want to give you a little reassurance of kind of where we are and what has happened over the past month or so. So first and foremost, our number of active listings, and this is I can tell you specifically because I am in the numbers daily. I'm sending clients houses daily, whether it's my sellers to know what is being sold around them or my buyers to figure out like what is being bought, what is out there in the market. So I'm setting numbers daily. I'm looking at inventory. I have noticed there's been a pause on inventory. Now, if you know anything about the market, you know anything about the time of year, typically when we hit November, December in Austin, we slow down. Well, we drastically put on the brakes here in this past week here in Austin, Texas. So our active numbers from last week, so just week over week, we felt we had 141 less listings. We are at 2,607 listings that are currently active here in Austin. Now, that is typical to what we've seen the past 2 years for as far as where our top listing were, but we're about 1,000 listings under where we were in the summer timeframe. So our listings have drastically dropped off. A couple things. One is because we have people putting their houses on hold, listings are expiring, they're withdrawing. We're getting into that holiday season, which is normal. This is completely normal. But what that does mean is if you're a buyer, you can get a good deal. If you're a seller, you kind of got to be careful with where you price your house. So we have 2,607 houses that are currently active, a drop down from 141 houses last week. Now, where are we in regards to price? And that's a question I get all the time about Austin's market. So in price right now, our average list price is 1.133 million is what our average is. And now if you follow me, you know that averages here in Austin are kind of crazy because we do have listings that are at 26 million and then we have listings that are 200,000. So we have a lot of top end, high end luxury listings here in Austin that are on the public market that kind of raise that up. So we like to look at what the median is. What is the median? What is the middle house going for? And so our median price here in Austin, Texas today for single family homes. Now, I don't include condos. I don't include manufactured homes. I don't include townhouses. It is 675,000 is our median. It's a $10,000 drop from last week. So week over week, we're down 10,000 for our median. We went to 675 from a 685. Our average list price at that 1.133 million. If we looked at last week, that is a drop of 146,000. So we dropped substantially for our average. Our numbers dropped in regards to the number of listings. Now, with that being said, we talked about days on market. It's kind of stayed the same. No major update. We're a little bit over 3 months at 97 days. For our average, our median is like 72. Nothing's really changing there. Also, for the number of houses that have had price reductions, it's slightly higher. We're 1.5% higher. Last week we had 1.5%. So we had around a 55, a little less than that, 54.5% of our houses had price reductions. We're going to see an increase in price reductions as we heading towards like December and January timeframe. That is completely normal. But right here in Austin right now, 56.2% of our active listings have had a price reduction. Compare that to as far as the US as a whole, they're sitting around anywhere between like 35 and 40 is kind of normal. Last year in Austin, we were actually closer to like a 60%. So we are fewer price reductions this year, but we're still higher than what the national average is. So kind of give you an idea of it. Now, the big thing is we want to talk about like what is the list price? We have new homes coming on all the time. We had a lower amount of new homes that hit the market this week. We had 20 fewer homes that hit the market this past week than we did last week. So we had 154 homes. which makes sense because our total number of homes here in Austin is going down. So, with that being said, we had 154 homes hit the market in this past 7 days with an average price point of 986,000. That's an increase of 125,000 from last week when I reported the numbers. So, our average price point of homes as far as new listings went up, but it is still lower than our average price of homes that is currently on the market. Our median price of homes, 650. So, our median of all of the homes right now was at 675. Our median of the 7 day is at 650. So it means that we are getting newer inventory on. We are getting newer, lower priced inventory. So two things. One, either seller's expectation of, hey, they want to move their house faster. So they're kind of giving lower priced inventory. Those are the people that are getting on that are like listing their homes, or it's just lower quality homes, and so it's kind of a lower price. So it's a double-edged sword. I can't tell you directly from this data if it's specifically an area you're looking in or a specific area of Austin what the true reduction reason is. That's something we'd have to talk on one-on-one in order to talk about the area. Also, if you're watching this, feel free, actually not feel free, do me a favor, save this, like it, comment on it. It's how other people feel, other people out there can see what I'm talking about and then get the data that you're also getting. Also, feel free, if you're watching, love to see you pop up on the comment section. Tell me where you're from. A little bit of interaction helps me. If you have any questions as I'm going through this data, I can see it as we're going through it and I can see your questions come through. So feel free to send me a message. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the homes under contract. So wasn't a huge surge of homes that went under contract. We're at 806 is what our, hold on. There is a huge surge that went under contract, but what our standing number is, we're at 806, which is two more from when we did the numbers last week. But we also had homes close out. But our surge number, I'm going to tell you about that because we did surge in pending homes here in Austin, Texas, which is crazy. So to kind of give you perspective, and if you're watching me every week, you'll hear it. Our September, before interest rates went dropped down below sixes, we were like 123, 124 per week. Then we escalated up. When we got into the 22 to 28 October, we hit our peak. We had 163 homes that went under contract over that week. So we had 163 homes go under contract the 22nd to 28 October. Then election hit. And during the election time, we hopped down to like 136 the following week. The week after the election was 136. It was kind of weird that it was the same number both weeks. But this week, since the beginning of September, we had the most homes, single family homes in Austin go under contract. So anyone that's saying like, hey, sales are slowing down here in Austin as we get into like December, November, that's actually the opposite of the case. So I like to bring you data. And there are people that will throw out data after the fact. I'm watching the data as it happens live. This past week, so if we go from 12 to 18 November, because I always count from the Tuesday the previous week all the way to Monday, because I want to make sure that we have all those numbers. We had 168 homes go pending. That is the highest week since, it wasn't September. It was like past August. It was probably around July timeframe. And I wasn't even counting the numbers then. So 168 homes, single family homes, went under contract in Austin, Texas over this past week. So that is a big deal. That is showing kind of people coming back to the market. I kind of use that as a sign as, hey, maybe here's what's to come in the spring. Interest rates, we went up over 7. People are back out there. But the fact that interest rates went up over 7 and we're having more activity now than we did in September, guys, that's kind of telling you something. Hey, there's buyers out there. There's investors. There are people getting to the market ahead of time. So do feel free as I keep going. Like this post, save it. It helps people to see it. Also share this out. I truly appreciate that. But our under contract number. So we talked about the average list price being 1.133 million. Our average under contract is $837,000. Now that's a $12,000 increase, $12,000 increase from last week. So we're kind of seeing our under contract kind of go up, but that's not big. Our median is at 630. It was up by 5K. It doesn't really change much from last year or this year. We're very much in line with last year's numbers. We're not seeing any rapid escalation. The biggest escalation from this week is the number of houses that went pending. That was huge. With that being said, our days on market, our average went up by 3 to 78. This is for the pending houses. Our under contract, our median number went down by 2, which means that houses that hit the market went under contract maybe a little bit faster, which we're kind of expecting the last 2 weeks with the election, pre-election and post-election. It's kind of been crazy that we're seeing. So no craziness there. Also, the number of houses that went pending that have a price reduction, 55%. So very, very much in line. But here's the number that I've been preaching. Here's the number I've been preaching for the past month. So if you've been following me for the past month or so, you're going to see that I have been preaching about what is our closed sales in November going to look like? Are we going to have a spike? Yes, we are. So our close, our rolling 30-day close, because I keep in mind, I keep a rolling 30-day close and then also compare month over month, and I kind of do different things. So our rolling 30-day close is at 600 houses. And so if we looked at that at one point for October, we were at like 591. So we're closing more houses than we did in October, which is, if you go in from October to November, historically does not go up. It went up because interest rates fell close to like 6.11%. People were being quoted in the 5s. So it shows that people are there in Austin. That is my leading indicator. There are people here in Austin. People are waiting to buy. Interest rates do matter, and we are seeing that. And that is straight out from these numbers last week. So our rolling 30-day, we are at 600 homes that have closed, and that's an increase of 64 homes. So if we compare last week to this week, we went up, and this is just rolling 30. So it's not like this week to last week and then we add days. No, we're looking at our rolling 30. So this week we are up 64 more homes on our rolling 30 days. November is going to look better, probably December as well. So November we went up 600 to date for 30 days. We're at 600 houses. The average is 794,000 is our average close price. Put it in perspective. November of 23, we were at 788. So we are still slightly higher. Our close price from this year to last year. So year over year, it's nothing dramatic. It's not like a 5%, 4% increase. It's very, very minuscule, but it is important to look at it. This year, our rolling 30, our average close price. Now, this is kind of I say good for buyers, sellers, maybe not as much. Our median close price is at 590,000. If you look at October or November of 23, our November of 23 was at 600,000. So it's lower than last year. But I'm going to say part of that has to do with the fact we're not seeing as many flips. I'm actually seeing investors. When I say flips, I mean resales of the flips. But I am seeing the precursor to that. So I am seeing investors come back, and I'm seeing investors buy the houses that were going to be flips. I'm seeing that right now. So those people are kind of coming back into it. Now, with that being said, for the past, our closed price to list price, nothing dramatic. We're still at like 96.5% of closed price to the current day list price. And the other one is 97% the median. So you're looking at around 3 to 4% under list price. So not original list price. List price is kind of what homes are going for. Once again, if you've watched my channel before, if you watch these stories before, I'm giving you averages across Austin. I'm giving you medians across Austin. Don't use this for your specific area. And the reason I say don't use it for your specific area, this is just general knowledge about the market. But if you are looking to buy or sell in a specific area, we need to talk one-on-one within plus or minus 20% of your square footage. We're going to look at within a mile, 2 mile, depending on what size lot you have and different properties about that lot. We're going to kind of look and find out general information about your area. But this is just general information about Austin. But there are some places in Austin where they're closer to 100%. There are also some places in Austin that are close to like an 88%. You have to know your area. That's like the macro and micro analysis. So to consider this as a macro analysis, you need to get a micro analysis of your specific area. So feel free, send me a DM, send me a message. We'll talk about your area. Save this so you can find my information in the future. But going back to it, we talked about close price to list price. We're going to talk about close price to original list price. What was that house currently listed at versus what is it currently selling at? Our close price to original list price, we're selling at 91.59% is our average, and our median is 93%. So you're looking at between 7 to 8.5% under the original list price is what houses are going for here in Austin. Now keep in mind, these are medians and these are average. So you're also going to have houses that are going at significantly under than that, you're also going to have houses that are going significantly higher than that. If you are a buyer and you're waiting, and there is a house that comes on the market and that you love it, go see it immediately. Why? Because there's a ton of people like you. I can tell you, I have multiple buyers. I have multiple buyers right now that the houses that we're looking for, and we're talking to off market sellers, we're talking to people outside of the norm to kind of find different houses. They're waiting for the one to come and hit the market. So you cannot be waiting. If there's a house that comes on that you like, go see it. Because I can tell you, everyone's been seeing the inventory that's currently on it. They're waiting for the one. So go see it. With that being said, so if we just look at what November of 24, just to kind of give you an idea, and I'm not going to go into all the stats of November of 24 of what's happened to market to date, but right now we're at 352 houses have sold in November. If we look at that comparative to like our 19-year average, so from 2005 all the way to 2023, 352 is what we've sold to date. That's 46% of our assets. We're well underway performing. Last year, this is scary. So last year we sold 492 homes. So we are 140 homes off. We have 10 days left. I think we're going to beat next year. Well, not next year. We're going to beat last year. We're going to come in stronger. I think we're going to come in the mid fives. I don't necessarily see us going over mid sixes. There's a chance, but I think definitely mid fives, maybe high fives. I mean, we could get over 600. There's a chance. I don't think anything over 650. If you look at our historical average is 752. We're not getting anywhere near the average, but we're beating last year 491, which was our 19-year low. So our 19-year low was at 492 actually houses that sold last year here in Austin. Now, last year here in Austin, our closed price to list price was at 98%. It's still happening here. Our close price to original list price for November was at 93.5. We're at 93%. So with that, what is everything saying? So if you're just joining me now and you didn't join early on, you can go back and you can rewatch it. But let me hit the summary for you. First and foremost, we have dropped off drastically in the number of listings. And I'm seeing that because I'm not having as many houses to push out to people. But we're at a little over 2,600 listings. Put in perspective, the summer, our height was around 3,600. So we're 1,000 houses down. Our number of houses pending, we've kind of stayed similar. We've stayed right around that 800 range, which is an increase from where we were in September. In September, we were in the low sevens. We also were had our biggest week yet in the number of houses that went under contract. So this past week, we had 168 homes go under contract. That's more houses that we've had go under contract in the past 4 months in 1 week. Buyers are out there. We'll probably see the effects of that coming in the next week or so. So with that being said, if you have any questions at all, feel free to write in the chat messages. I can see all the chats. I can see everyone on here. So I appreciate you joining me today. My name is Danielle Marie. I'm from the One Realty, actually Danielle Fountain, but it rhymes better if I say it that way. So Danielle Marie from the One Realty here in Austin, Texas. I'd love to look at your specific area. We talk about a data-driven approach. So I'm giving you general terms. If we're looking in Bee Cave, if we're looking in Westlake, if we're looking in Round Rock, everything is different based on where you are. I am talking about general Austin single-family homes so you get an idea, but we can deep dive into your specific area. With that, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful holiday coming up, and I wish you and your family all the best.